I was in my garden and I was thinking about fallacies. Fallacies are, the wild stories that we construct and convolute in our minds. And then we oftentimes, can twist things up in our mind and incite other people to be as twisted. And then we project those onto the world, right? And that's a dangerous thing when you start to make your most demented, twisted ideology public, right? Because the world is watching, and the world, they're they're like a sponge during these times, and they're totally trying to soak up all the details and all the knowledge and the timeline and what's this spot on this guy's shoe from 4 months before said tragedy or whatever, and it's got to be demoralizing, right? There is a thing called compassion fatigue. It is just where you could be at home doing a positive godlike inquiry into these things, and actually do some good, right? Because I'll tell you what, the God-fearing part of the community, now this is real sick. The God-fearing portion of this community, for instance, with the Summer Wells situation, the God-fearing, good, positive, human aspect of this tragedy would be completely demoralized if Summer is never found, or if Summer is brought home in any condition other than how she left, right? The other very, very, very large portion of the negative community, because let me give you a segue into negativity. A negative life, in theorem to the person that is, involved in that kind of lifestyle, they believe that a negative lifestyle is harder to upkeep and maintain than a positive one. Or I mean, yeah. Either way it works, the psychology is silly. It is a lot of work to keep a positive lifestyle going. It is a lot of daily upkeep every single day, whereas a negative one, you are just looking for prey. You roll out of whatever you sleep on, if you went to sleep, and you start looking for positive people to clip. Now, a lot of people, they don't want to kill these people. They just want to make sure that they've changed someone's agenda for the day, and that, potentially someone is going to manifest whatever slight you enacted on them, and then, manifest that into something, very toxic. And by the time they get home, you have this cascade of emotion that gets played out or taken out on someone that isn't the perpetrator, right? That's the base ideology for someone. I mean, that's the very least someone that leads a negative lifestyle, could want for someone else. What do you think these people that make these vicious videos about Summer Wells, what do you think their end game is? Is their end game to make Don and Candus and the rest of the family so downright fucking angry that it escalates into someone else hurting themselves or whatever? Because you know what, online, that is the human, for whatever reason, that's the human response to this kind of pressure, is to kill yourself, right? Because that's what the victims of bullying do to themselves ultimately in the end game. So that's what they ultimately want. They ultimately want to bash these families so hard that they kill themselves. Now, the other side, now, let me finish that thought. And when, hypothetically, Don and Candus kill themselves, the negative internet community will run rampant and wild with excitement. Now, the God-fearing, no, I'm going to walk you back through it. The God-fearing community, they want Summer to be brought home in the very condition in the very condition she left. If it's any variation of the condition she left in, we will be crushed. Now, the negative, nasty, vicious, sleuthfoot, demonic content creators, if she's brought home dead, they will be elated because they're filled with the spirit of the devil. They will be elated. You want to know why? Because the story just starts then. Now you got a whodunit all over again, right? But guess what? It's automatically going to be Candus and Don. We know that. It doesn't matter if the guy who did it is caught red-handed with her body. They're still going to say some kind of way, he's crazy. That's what they did on the Darian Brown, Cash Kernan situation. They want to cut him loose because they got to have their own brand of redemption. So if Summer is found dead and they bring her home, guess what? Whoever done it, you're safe because they've already convicted Candus and Don. Fuck you, me.